OpTic Gamings are pros when it comes to content creation, and they have the oldest YouTube channel out of all the 10 North American LCS teams. That being said, their YouTube channel isn't fully optimized to hook in new subscribers and to cater towards their diverse esports audiences. And today, I'm going to be talking about how I think they can fix that. Hey guys, my name is Sam, aka Just Casual, and we are on the second video of our 10-part series going through all the YouTube channels of the North American League of Legends esports teams. There's a lot of stuff we're going to be covering, so here's an outline on the side of the screen, and timestamps are in the description below if you want to skip around. We're going to be talking about OpTic Gaming and who they are, then we're going to talk about the wrong first impression their channel gives, and then finally finishing up with how I think the channel can change to fix these mistakes. OpTic Gaming's YouTube channel has been around since 2009. They first started making videos of montages in their FPS games that they played. Then eventually they got into the competitive scene and they've grown into a massive organization. When it comes to comparing with the other 9 NA LCS teams, OpTic Gaming has the most subs, and they are second when it comes to the number of videos that they have and the amount of cumulative views that they have. Now, OpTic Gaming is new to the League of Legends scene, and they ended up placing 9th out of 10th of all the North American teams. Now, when it comes to the YouTube channel, they have a lot of experience in content creation as they've been doing it for so long and doing it so well. Now, when it comes to their content, it's really focused on entertainment. They have streamers and other ex-pros that are really big personalities, and they come together and make really entertaining content. On top of that, they put a lot of effort into their docuseries following their esports teams. So now when it comes to first impressions about OpTic Gaming's channel, let's say I'm a person that is not subscribed, I do not know who OpTic Gaming is, and I kind of know about esports and I kind of know about gaming. So now scrolling through their front page, the impression that I would get is that this is something related with gaming and maybe some esports. I see that they have an esports team and they have a docuseries called Vision, which I'm guessing is their docuseries, and maybe it's about their Call of Duty team because I saw Call of Duty somewhere on one of the thumbnails. Now it looks like they're making a ton of content, they're really entertaining, so they must make a lot of content around their Call of Duty team. Also, I see some awesome highlight videos with really high views, but they're kind of old. So now let's talk about what's wrong with this first impression. Number one, most of their content is revolving around their streamers and content creators, not their esports teams. Number two, I don't know that OpTic Gaming is involved in multiple esports teams like Halo, CSGO, Call of Duty, PUBG, Gears of War, Dota, League of Legends, Overwatch, and probably more that will come out by the time this video gets published. Number three, they don't really do montage videos or highlight videos anymore. Now, let's talk about how they can optimize their channel and change things up to really focus their brand correctly around OpTic Gaming. So when it comes to OpTic Gaming's channel, I was looking around through their content, trying to figure out what the message is, what their brand is. What I found out from that was that OpTic Gaming, they're really good gamers and they're really entertaining. Now, besides just being funny and entertaining, OpTic Gaming's roots really are competitive. You have some ex-players on there, even their owner, Hex, was in competitive gaming and is really passionate about it. You can see that. So when it comes to esports, they want to be the best. So they're a professional organization trying to be the best and improve the esports scene. So how can we optimize this channel to fit that brand message? Now let's just look at the front page and scroll through it and see what we can find. Starting at the top, we see a typical banner. It's an esports banner, kind of looks cool. This doesn't look very different from a lot of esports banners. If you find the OpTic Gaming channel, you don't actually know what it's all about, if it's about their esports, if it's about entertainment. And this banner could be a valuable place, a first impression to say what we're all about. So why don't we just say it? For example, let's put some bold text that says esports and gaming entertainment. If you don't want to use text, or if you want to add to the text, let's put images on there. Show the games you're a part of. Show the teams and players that are part of the organization. Or let's talk about competition. How can you encapsulate competition, like putting a trophy on there? Now, I'm not just saying put clip art and paste it all over the banner, but you can be really creative how you blend it together, and your designers, I'm sure, can figure that out. Now, when we talk about evoking emotion with images, is there something to encapsulate the idea of entertainment, like laughter or shock or excitement? Now, if we want to talk about competition, oh my goodness, there are so many good pictures of players getting really hyped and excited and angry and sad. Can you capture that intensity that FPS games really show off? I'm sure you could put a player on there screaming across his monitor or screaming across the TV, or even hoisting a trophy. Yes, it looks clean, but you can use the space better. So when it comes to the featured video, this is only shown for people that are not subscribed visiting your channel. When it comes to the choice, this is a really good video because one, it's still current, it's only a month old, and it's one of the best performing videos out of all the recent content. Also, I like the little fact that it starts with music in the video. It kind of gives that MySpace Zanga feel. Actually, do people even know about MySpace and Zanga anymore? But yeah, it gives a really nice aura as you visit the channel. When it comes to the title and description, they're short and clear. I love it. It's straight to the point. So when it comes to the first playlist you see, I'm actually okay with OpTic Gaming putting their uploads playlist first because honestly, they put out so much content and most of the content is like really good anyway. Why not just put it out there like a newsfeed? Now quickly, I just want to go through all the videos that we see in the playlist and give my thoughts about their thumbnails, titles, and descriptions. So let's talk about this first thumbnail for the podcast. One, their logo looks awesome for the podcast. It stands out. It pops off the screen. I love it. The thing about podcasts is people will only listen to podcasts if there's a reputation behind them or the content is really, really good. So when you're creating a thumbnail on Photoshop, you have a full screen to look at and the faces are clear. But when you're looking on your phone or when you're looking through your browser, when you search or when you're looking through your subscriptions, these faces are really small and I might not know who these people are. So that might be really hard to actually get hooked into this podcast and listen to this podcast. Also, before I even read the title, I don't know what this podcast is about. Now, this podcast is about starting OpTic and setting up a perfect streaming experience. Was there a picture or is there a way to actually encapsulate that feel? Now, if you have some superstars on the podcast as well, maybe you want to put their face and explode it up there. And then maybe you want to put some text on there like streaming or how I started streaming. Something to really show from just the thumbnail what this video is all about. So now let's look at the title. Starting up OpTic and how to get the perfect streaming setup / OpTic podcast. So with the title, I like the title, but I would have switched how to get the perfect streaming setup first and then put starting up OpTic second. The reason why I would do that is because when you're talking about searching on YouTube, a lot of people are searching how to stream and how to get big on Twitch and all these kind of subjects. Putting that the first thing on your title would help you in search and also hook people quicker because if they say starting up OpTic, they might just phase out. Now, some people might be more interested in that. Maybe that's what OpTic is targeting, but I would actually put the streaming information first. Now, when it comes to the description, we're losing a lot of real estate here. I would take out pretty much this first line and get to the subject. Now, the second video is called Vision. It's their docuseries. One thing first, I like the branding. It stands out. You have Vision on there. It's obvious. So if I'm familiar with Vision, the Vision docuseries, then I would be like, oh, there's a new episode out. Also, they have the cut things in the corner, so that helps too. But because you're catering to an audience that probably is waiting for the next Vision episode, I would actually make the text Vision smaller and put it in the corner. It would still be obvious that's what it is. But the thing is, like, what's the catching part of this? You need an image that's really catching. And if you have text on it, that needs to be really catching. Finale might be a really good thing to have actually bigger than Vision. That will entice me to click on this. Also, the picture, I don't follow the series, so that chair doesn't find any significance for me. Maybe there is significance to it, but it kind of pulls at my curiosity. Like, why is there a chair? But I would love to see something maybe a little more enticing, maybe an action shot. But I understand that these docuseries are a little more artistic rather than YouTube clickbait grabbing short attention spans. Now for the title, they put Vision in the front. Move that to the back. We don't need that. Season 4, episode 15. Again, we don't need that at the front. You want a good title and something catching. Description. There's nothing in here. There's nothing that tells me about it. There's nothing hooking me in that first line that wants to make me click it if I'm on the fence about it. Also, when it comes to the description, I would end up putting a little bit of a summary of what's going on. Doesn't even have to be at the beginning. It could be in the middle so that when it comes to search, your video might pop up because of the keywords, and also it will help with suggested videos or related videos when it comes to other people's videos and your videos. So this next video, trivia, everything about this, I like it. I like the thumbnail. It's branded really well. It's clear what you see. There's some emotion in there. I like the courage face that's shown in here. Also, we see some Marvel characters, so that might pull in people that might not be aware of OpTic. And this is really, really relatable to anyone that even isn't an OpTic fan. So this is really good. The title is really good. Description is really good too. We're talking about the Call of Duty World War II video, OpTic Plays video. So when it comes to the thumbnail, I really like it. I think it pops really, really well. It's very, very clear that it's Call of Duty. I would like to see them change this OpTic Plays logo. I think it kind of disappears depending on the background because it's white and doesn't stand out as much as the trivia or the podcast one. So I would like to see them change that. Also, the faces on a small screen, you can't see much. I can't tell who the back person is. So, and also I don't feel any emotion from this thumbnail. So if we look at the title, I see snipers only. That sounds really exciting to me. Why wasn't that portrayed in the thumbnail? I think they missed an opportunity there. And also Sprat. Who is Sprat? I know this person in the front is Hex. I don't know who Sprat is, but if I did know who Sprat is, I might not even be able to tell in the back if that person is Sprat or not. Apparently he was important enough to put in the title and that enticed people to click on the video. So let's put Sprat's face on there. And last but not least, the description. Let's cut out that first line again and get straight to the point. Now moving on to the rest of the playlist that OpTic Gaming has set up. If you've seen the last video, you know what I'm going to say about the popular uploads. Change that into something you can control, not YouTube. So you can change popular uploads into a manual playlist that maybe you would call top videos on channel or must watch videos or watch this first or something like that, right? And this you can actually control. You can figure out what are somewhat recent videos that you have that are performing the best, that are getting the most subscribers, getting the most likes, getting the most comments. You can basically play around how you want with that and have those your videos that you post on here. This is where I talked about getting the wrong first impression. I see a sniper montage, which yes, this is super, super iconic because back in the day, this is what this channel was all about, but we don't see montages from this channel anymore. The third video, Ultimate Gaming Setup, it's a Cribs video, 6 years old. And then OpTic read mean tweets. That one's actually pretty good. But either way, even if we go to the next tab, there's 5 year, 6 year, 1 year, 5 year, 6 year old videos. And then the last one is 2 years old. Call of Duty roster change announcement. You don't need that on there anymore. You don't want that on there anymore. Now, something that I might put on there are top performing videos, again, that lead to engagement, subscribers, likes, comments, and pick like the best OpTic plays video, pick the best OpTic trivia video, stuff like that. You want to keep the current content in here because if you have expired content, you're giving a misconception of what your channel is all about because OpTic Gaming's channel is not about sniper montages anymore. Second thing I want to talk about these playlists, we see Vision Season 4. Again, there's no description here. If you actually have horizontal playlists, you can see a description right underneath it, and it'll be like a line, and you can tell what Vision is all about. I have no idea. I might know this is a docuseries. I might not know this is a docuseries. I didn't know that this included content on their League of Legends team, which I was interested in. I didn't know this had information about their streamers who your subscribers might be interested in. I didn't know a lot of things that was included into these Vision series and put that in the description so people would know. The OpTic Trivia probably doesn't need a description. The OpTic Podcast probably does because again, who's on the podcast? What is the podcast about? Maybe it's about Hex's life and his diet. Maybe it's about their esports teams talking about their past games. What I'm pretty sure about OpTic's podcast is about everything and anything when it comes to esports and gaming and content creation. But maybe with the description, you know that even though I didn't like that one video, the OpTic podcast is about a lot of different things, and I just need to keep an eye out for an episode that I'm actually interested in. This one hurts me a lot, but the playlists aren't organized. For example, if we look at Vision, the latest episode was episode 10, and that was 4 months ago. Guess what? Their latest episode was actually episode 15, and that was uploaded 2 days ago. So I looked into the playlist and I realized that they were going in the wrong order. And then for some reason, the latest episodes were put on the bottom of the playlist, so it doesn't show up here. This could have been a big missed opportunity here. If I was waiting for episode 11, and there's so many OpTic videos that come out, and sometimes YouTube messes up the notification bell and subscription alerts, I might have missed episode 11. This kind of thing can be automated in YouTube, where it automatically puts the latest or the oldest episode first, depending on how you want to do things. This should be done. Again, I want to reiterate how OpTic's YouTube channel is not actually telling their viewers or people that are visiting the page what their content is all about because it's missing some key things. There's no playlist for Recall, which is the League of Legends docuseries. There's no playlist for Insight, which is the CSGO docuseries. There's no playlist for OpTic Plays, which is the streamers playing games together. And those are actually really, really good and fun videos. And you don't have a playlist right here for it. That hurts. That really, really hurts. So as I kind of hinted at before, OpTic Plays is actually one of my favorite series that they do on this channel. And it's awesome. And I just can't not click away from it. When I was doing my research, actually, I just ended up sitting there for 30 minutes watching these videos because they were really intense and enticing, and they sucked me in. It's really, really good content. So I mentioned OpTic Plays. I really, really like it. Let me know in the comments what you guys think their best content is. All right, there's a ton of other stuff that I think they can improve on. Covered a lot of those details in the previous video that I keep mentioning, the Golden Guardians video. So we're just gonna rapid fire this one. Number 1, removed your liked videos playlist. Get rid of it. Number 2, the community tab. Yes, social media management takes a lot of time. YouTube built in a community tab for a reason because it creates engagement and keeps people on YouTube. If you're using it, YouTube's gonna like it too. And this is a fun way to interact with your community. Speaking about community, number 3, I don't see any activity in the comment section in the videos. You need to be pinning comments. You need to be hearting comments and you need to be replying to comments. I know it's a lot of work, but it's important. Number 4, where's the Houston Outlaws channel in your featured channel list? Hello? Number 5, the About page. I went on a long rant about this on the Golden Guardians video. Same thing to you guys. Put some more information on here. I also think the global leader in gaming entertainment is probably not the best way to describe yourselves. Yes, gaming, entertainment. What about competitiveness? There's nothing about esports in here. Be really thoughtful about what you're putting on your end cards. The videos that are being linked are the latest uploads. Now, the problem I have about the latest uploads is one, I get it, it's a lot of work, and this is a quick way to do it, and it'll always stay up to date, and it'll give people looking at your latest video. But if you have people that are just interested in your Call of Duty content, if you have people that are just interested in your League of Legends content, if you have people that are just interested in the podcast, what if you have people that are not interested in your podcast? Depending on what this latest video is, people are going to stop watching and not click through. And that's a problem because you want people to stay on your channel so that they will subscribe or get you more views, get you more money, get you more attention, which is actually more valuable than money. And more likely they will fall in love with you more and more and more and more and more and more. So think about what content they just watched. Think about what content that they might want to watch and link to that video. The last thing I want to say about end cards though, your Vision series doesn't use end cards. Now, cards, the little eye in the corner. I'm not actually sure which side it's on. OpTic Gaming is using them to link to other videos. Great job. Now let's talk about using them as polls, especially with something like the podcast, where you're actually having people listening for long periods of time about lots of opinionated stuff. Use polls in these cards to get interaction, and who knows, this can drive future content. And this is a place where you can actually ask your community information that you want or need. So in the comments below, let me know what you think the future of OpTic's content should be. What do you want to see from OpTic Gaming? I eventually will be doing a video on what I think their League of Legends content should be and the future of that. But in the meantime, if it's been uploaded so far, there's going to be a video right here going over the next team, which will be FlyQuest in the North American LCS series, about their YouTube channels. So thanks for listening. If you've enjoyed it, like, comment, subscribe. See you guys next time.